Have you ever stopped to think about the story behind the pants you're probably wearing right now? That classic pair of blue jeans. They're everywhere. A uniform for the world. Okay. But this simple piece of clothing has a surprisingly rich and rugged history. A tale of gold rushes, innovation, rebellion, and high fashion. Today, we're going to unravel the threads of this incredible story, from a dusty miner's camp to the runways of Paris. So, let's dive into the story of jeans. Before jeans existed, work was tough, and so was the clothing. Or rather, it wasn't tough enough. For manual laborers in the 19th century, farmers, railroad workers, miners' pants were a constant problem. They were typically made from canvas or wool, materials that wore out frustratingly fast. Imagine you're a gold miner in the American West. You're spending your days digging, hauling heavy rocks, and kneeling on rough ground. Your pockets are filled with tools and ore samples. The seams of your trousers would split, the pockets would rip right off, and you'd be lucky if a pair lasted you more than a few weeks. It was a constant, expensive hassle. People needed something better, something that could withstand the brutal demands of their work. The world was crying out for a hero of a fabric, and it was about to get one. Our story's main characters are two immigrants who saw this problem and came up with a brilliant solution. First, there's Levi Strauss. He was a Bavarian immigrant who came to San Francisco in 1853, right in the middle of the California gold rush. He wasn't a miner himself. He was a clever businessman. He set up a wholesale dry goods business, selling supplies to the thousands of prospectors flooding into the city. He sold everything from blankets and clothes to the canvas used for tents and wagon covers. He was doing well, but he hadn't yet had his world-changing idea. The second key player was a tailor from Reno, Nevada, named Jacob Davis. Jacob was one of Levi Strauss's customers. He bought bolts of cloth from Strauss to make things like wagon covers and tents. One day, a local woman came to him with a specific complaint. Her husband, a woodcutter, was constantly ripping the pockets of his work pants. She needed a pair of trousers that could finally stand up to the strain. Jacob had a light bulb moment. While working on a horse blanket, he noticed the small metal fasteners used to strengthen the corners. He thought, what if I used those same metal rivets on the stress points of a pair of pants, the pocket corners, the base of the fly? He tried it using a tough fabric called denim that he bought from Levi Strauss. The result was a pair of pants unlike any other, incredibly strong and durable. The riveted pants were an instant hit among the local laborers. Jacob Davis knew he was onto something huge, but he didn't have the money to file for a patent. So, in 1872, he wrote a letter to his supplier, Levi Strauss. He explained his invention and proposed a partnership. He wrote, "The secret of these pants is the rivet at the pocket corners." Strauss, ever the savvy businessman, saw the potential immediately. He agreed, paid for the patent, and on May 20th, 1873, U.S. Patent number 139,121 was granted to Jacob Davis and Levi Strauss and Company for an improvement in fastening pocket openings. The blue jean as we know it was officially born. They started manufacturing what they called waist overalls, and they couldn't make them fast enough. How exactly are these legendary pants made? It's a fascinating process that combines industrial might with surprising craftsmanship. It all starts with the heart of the jean, denim. Denim is a sturdy cotton twill fabric. The name itself comes from Dienchiems, a city in France where a similar fabric was originally made. What gives denim its classic look is the way it's dyed and woven. The warp threads, which run lengthwise, are dyed with indigo, while the weft threads, which run across, are left white. This is why the outside of your jeans is blue, but the inside is much lighter. The process begins with massive bales of raw cotton. The cotton is cleaned, carded to align the fibers, and then spun into strong yarn. This yarn is then repeatedly dipped into large vats of synthetic indigo dye. The more dips, the darker the blue. This dyeing process is unique because the indigo doesn't fully penetrate the fibers. It just coats the outside. This is why jeans fade so beautifully over time. With each wash and wear, a little bit of the dye washes away, revealing the white core of the cotton threads and creating a pattern that's unique to the wearer. After dyeing, the blue warp threads are woven together with the white weft threads on enormous industrial looms. This creates the characteristic diagonal ribbing that you can see if you look closely at your jeans. The resulting fabric is massive rolls of denim, ready to be transformed. These rolls are then laid out in stacks, sometimes hundreds of layers thick, on a long cutting table. A pattern for each piece of the jeans, the legs, the pockets, the yokies programmed into a computer. A high-tech automated cutter then slices through all the layers with incredible precision. Now comes the assembly. This is where the human touch is essential. Teams of skilled sewing machine operators work in an assembly line. One person might sew the inseam. Another attaches the back pockets with that iconic double-arched stitch. And another sews the waistband. Of course, a crucial step is adding the copper rivets. A special machine punches them through the fabric at those key stress points, just like Jacob Davis did by hand over a century ago. Finally, the jeans are washed. This pre-washes them, softens the stiff fabric, and can even be used to create different finishes. Stonewashing, for example, involves tumbling the jeans with pumice stones to artificially age them. Acid washing uses chemicals to create a mottled, faded look. After a final inspection, they're labeled, packed, and shipped out to stores around the world. For the first few decades, jeans remained strictly workwear. They were the uniform of cowboys, lumberjacks, and factory workers. They were a symbol of the hard-working American West. But in the 1930s, something started to change. Wealthy Easterners on vacation to dude ranches discovered the practical and ruggedly handsome pants. They brought them back home as souvenirs, and jeans started to get their first taste of mainstream fashion. Hollywood helped immensely. In classic Western movies, actors like John Wayne and Gary Cooper wore blue jeans, cementing their image as the attire of the cool, independent American hero. But the real turning point came in the 1950s. Jeans became the uniform of teenage rebellion. When Marlon Brando slouched on his motorcycle in The Wild One and James Dean brooded in Rebel Without a Cause, both wearing blue jeans, they transformed the garment forever. Suddenly, jeans weren't just for work. They were a statement. They represented youth, anti-establishment attitude, and a break from the conservative traditions of their parents' generation. Man, they were so controversial that some schools even banned students from wearing them. Oh, of course, this only made them cooler. Throughout the 60s and 70s, jeans became intertwined with counterculture. Hippies embroidered them with flowers and peace signs, turning them into personal canvases of expression. Rock stars from the Rolling Stones to Bruce Springsteen made jeans part of their iconic stage presence. They became a symbol of freedom, equality, and casual comfort. Different styles emerged: bell-bottoms, straight leg, skinny jeans. The fashion world, which had once looked down on workwear, could no longer ignore them. Fashion designers began incorporating denim into their collections. In 1976, Calvin Klein became the first designer to show blue jeans on a high-fashion runway. Then came that unforgettable 1980 ad campaign with a teenage Brooke Shields famously saying, "You want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing." Jeans had officially arrived. They were no longer just pants. They were a status symbol. Today, jeans are more versatile and ubiquitous than ever. They've transcended their origins of class, gender, and culture. You can find a pair of $10 jeans at a discount store or a $1,000 pair from a luxury designer. They're worn by presidents and construction workers, by fashion models and farmers. They can be dressed up with a blazer or dressed down with a t-shirt. They are, quite simply, the world's most popular piece of clothing. From a simple solution to a miner's problem to a global fashion phenomenon, the journey of the blue jean is a story about America itself. It's a story of immigration, innovation, hard work, and rebellion. The next time you pull on your favorite pair, take a moment to appreciate the incredible history woven into that sturdy blue fabric. They're not just a pair of pants. They're a piece of history. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through fashion history, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stories behind the things we use every day. See you next time.